Hello everyone and welcome back to Orange Studios. I am Ichuga, and in today's episode, remember we are doing a December package series. In today's episode, we are going to do a breakdown of this flyer. Shout outs to Hatch Media. We saw this flyer and we're going to do a breakdown to it. You can follow them on Instagram. They are very good and a tight team there. So let's jump in, break this flyer down, and let's see how it goes. It's a simple flyer. You can easily have your hands over them. Let's jump in. Alright, we'll be using some series of stock photos, some photos I have here. We're picking them one after the other. We use these photos and then we add some color, do some arrangement with shapes, insert our images, and we'll be done. I want to keep today's tutorial as short as possible. So first of all, this is one pattern we'll be using, the bandana pattern. Alright, so we've dropped our images here. So these are our patterns. We'll be using this and that, and that's how we're going to go about it. So first things first, we want to turn this off. Drop this young man here. Let's enlarge him just a little bit. We want to draw a shape over this. Let's change that color to this color here. And bear in mind, we are using that design we saw as a reference point. And would turn this back on. Power clip it to this shape as well. And the next thing is that we are going to make sure this appears in a proper place. So let's drag it down, drop it here. Let's increase it just a little bit. This should be okay. Now we want to change the blend mode for this from normal to soft light. So let's select soft light. Now let's reduce the opacity from 100 to somewhere around say 20, or let's say 25. Alright, so one thing we'll be using a lot in this tutorial is this particular texture here, the bandana. So we are going to duplicate this, and to do that, shortcut key is Ctrl J to duplicate it. We are going to enlarge it to cover the entire cover space. This is okay. Now we'll change the blend mode from soft light for this particular one to say luminosity, and take it behind everything else. Alright, so we're going to reduce the opacity, or maybe we can even use let's see, hard light, pin light is okay. So now let's apply a layer mask to this particular layer here, and then erase the center, so when we place our text, they don't get overshadowed by the texture here. So let's select this layer, apply layer mask, select our brush to select the general brushes, soft one. Then we erase the side. You can reduce the opacity if you don't want to have a harsh work, but basically this. So, alright, with this done, let's march forward. Let's now add some shapes and insert our images. So to draw these rectangular shapes, we are going to select this shape tool, the rectangular shape tool, and draw our first rectangle. Then we are going to duplicate this to have 5 or 4 more of this. So press and hold the Alt key, click and drag to duplicate. So now we select all of this, close the gaps in between them. Now what we are going to do is to give them one color. So we're going to select all of them and change their colors to this particular one, which ideally I should have done that first. So let's do that. Alright, so now we are going to once again duplicate this bandana texture here, Ctrl J to duplicate, taking it above this. We are going to clip mask it to this layer, and then we take it somewhere above so that it covers the entire screen, the entire shape. We would probably want to reduce this just a little, not too much. Yeah, this is okay. And then we can also add extra shapes to this particular shapes. Let's see how it goes. So now we are going to add our pictures to the flyers. We'll do this and we'll repeat the process for all other columns we have there. It's the event is about women, so we want to select some few beautiful African women we have. I got these pictures online. They are in no way or shape associated with the flyer. It's just for tutorial basis. I just found their pictures beautiful and I want to use it. So credits to the photographer and to the persons involved. They have nothing to do with the flyer. It's just for educational purpose. For instance, there's a beautiful picture here, another very beautiful one here. Shika, Nigeria. Yes, very beautiful picture. So just for educational purposes and no malice intended. So we are going to drop this picture here and then clip mask it to the shape again. So now you would realize that we would have this one here. Let's take it slowly so you get it. All right. So if you notice, the image appears on all of the shapes, and that's not what we want to do. We want to keep the images in each row as separate from each row. So this clip masking will be doing all this while it's not having the result. It's not giving us the results we wanted. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to undo all of them. So we are going to unclip all of them. Let's first of all hide the picture. Let's select this. I'm going to change the color of this to a wilder color so that we can see what's happening. So let's go for this. So what we are going to do is to, for instance, just grab the ruler here and drag so you can align it properly. And if you don't have this, the shortcut key is Ctrl+R to bring it on or off. So we have it on now. So let's take this somewhere here. Now let's drag the rule line and align it to the shape like this. Let me zoom in again. Alright, so we have the rule here. Then we'll drag another one here. So now this is what we are going to do. We are now going to drag this shape and make sure we reduce it to fit this exact shape here. So press and hold the shift key while you drag so that it aligns to this. And you align this to this as well. So now we have this shape aligning in the exact shape of this, so it falls in place. We'll do the same for this. Ctrl+T to bring our transformation, reduce this and that, and then this. So we have it like this. Perfect. So now we are going to drop this right over here. Let's change the color back to what it was, which is this. We can now reduce the size here. So press and hold the shift key and drag this down. So this should be okay. Now when we clip mask the picture to this shape, we have it applied just on this one and it doesn't move into these other columns. So Ctrl+T to make the picture a little bit bigger. Ctrl+T to bring our transform, then we increase the size. So once again, the pictures or the person in this has no association with the design. We are just using it for educational purpose. We found it beautiful and want to use it for this purpose. So we're going to change the blend mode to something that makes it blend into the background we have there, and we are going to use this, or we are going to probably move over here, move to image mode, sorry, adjustments, and then move to black and white. So yes, so this is it. Okay, with this now done, we are going to select all of this, put it in a group, Ctrl+J to put them in a group. So this is in one group. We are going to duplicate them and spread them across all of this, align them to fit all of this. So let's move. Now Ctrl+J to duplicate this. We are dragging it here. So this is what we are going to do now. We are now going to make sure, let's zoom in, we align it to the shape here, and then let's see what we can do. So with this done, we can decide that okay, let's take it here. But we are using the reference, we have a reference point that we're building on. So we can just decrease the spacing like so. Alright, so this is it. Then we'll change the picture for this, and we'll keep doing this until we are done with the entire flyer. So we are going to spread our images across. So I'll do a quick one and I'll get back to you. Alright, so with this done, this it. This is what we've been able to do now. With this done, the next big deal is the title, which is quite interesting. It's like this: wise up with a small letter E. Okay, so this is it. There's one more thing up here, which is a series of circles on top of the E, and we are going to add that quickly. So just like this. The next thing is to write the full meaning of this, which is Women in Science Uprising. Alright. Alright, with this done, we are going to add one more effect. We're just going to create a new layer and then create some grunge effect on top of this so that it looks somehow rough. We saw that effect in the from the reference point, so we are going to try to replicate that. And to do that, we created a new layer like we just did. Then we select the brush tool. Then there's this brush you can find here and use. There are several brushes you can find, presets that work, but I'm going for this particular one, House Patter brush. You can find it online to download. It's free and available. We'll increase the size of the brush, change our foreground color to white, somewhere whitish color, not too white. Then we change our background color to white. Then we apply the effect. This is too big, so what I'll do is to undo, but let me click for you to see. So you see the effect it gives you in here. One is darker, one is lighter. That's the effect the foreground and the background gives you. So let's reduce this, undo, use the size of the brush entirely, and then take our time to paint around this. Alright, so let's zoom in for you to see how it works. Gives it this grungy look, but when we zoom out, it's not too visible, but it adds up to the effect. That is it. There's something more I can do to this. We can put all of these pictures in the group. Alright, then we add another layer. So we select this, go down to, let's say this, probably this, and let me make the brush a bit big so you see what I'm doing. Let me zoom in. So this is the effect it gives us, and that is what we want to add to our text here. So let's make the brush a little big, and then paint once. That's enough. We change the blend mode to soft light. Let's zoom in and see how it goes like. So it gives you the half-toning effect, which has been taught if you don't have this brush in previous videos, right up here. Okay, so now we are going to add our text layout to this, and then we would be done. Because I didn't want to waste your time, so I already created a text layout and I'm going to drop it in here, and then we'll be done with the layer. So there it is. Drop it, and we are done. So there we go. This is the final outlook we have here. If you can pay close attention to this. Once again, these people have nothing to do with this flyer design. I just use them, their pictures, which I find very beautiful for an educational purpose. Thank you once again. This is it. More to come. Stay tuned. Okay, so there we go. This brings us to the end of today's tutorial. I hope it was very helpful. If it was, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to this channel. And if you have any question, kindly leave that in the comment section and I'll respond. Have a good time.